Hello and welcome to The Hop, a podcast designed to help small and medium business owners, as well as marketers, to navigate the ever-changing landscape of marketing. I'm Matt, your host and the owner of Purple Bunny Marketing, and today I am joined by Edward. So today, Edward, we're going to talk about everything websites.
Exciting.
Yes. Well, exciting for you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily exciting for some business owners, I would imagine.
No, I could talk about it all day, though. Correct.
You could. So let's get into it. I've got a couple of questions here for you that we want to talk about.
Shoot ahead.
We're going to keep it general for the first podcast. We're going to talk, over the coming podcast, we're going to talk more and more about websites and get in depth about details. But I guess my first question for you today is, why isn't a website an important asset for a business, no matter your industry?
Oh, there's so many facets that we could talk about, but to keep it short, credibility is a big one.
100%.
It shows that you're 100% invested in your business. It's more than just a Facebook page or Instagram page that anyone can put up. It can drive leads, massive one for businesses, of course. Sales as well. E-commerce, all that's booming around the country and around the world.
Yep.
100 different ways, but the biggest one is set leads and sales.
Yeah. And I guess the first point you touched on there, credibility, is important, because if I go to someone's website and their logo doesn't match their email or their business, or it doesn't look like their brand, I instantly think scam or whatever. So having a legitimate website and a source that says this is who I am and what I provide is important.
100%. So a website is a lot more difficult to fake than like a Facebook page or Instagram page, which is free as well.
Yes.
So a website, a little bit of an investment, but you're holding your space online on the internet, and you can use that space for marketing and sales. Yeah,
100%. All right, question 2. So why is it important for me to have a domain name that links with my business name?
That goes back to credibility again. That creates a layer of trust as well. Plus, you also get the benefit of, if you want to host your own email, you can use that to send out a sales@yourbusinessname.com email rather than at gmail.com. It's also a lot more difficult to fake again.
Yeah. I guess those two questions are kind of similar in the sense that it's about the credibility and the trust of your brand and who you are. And it's very important. I mean, how many of you, I know I do, I get an email and it'll say the company's name at gmail.com, and I just kind of cringe a little bit, or wonder whether this service is going to be as professional or the product's going to be up to what I'm expecting type thing. So I think definitely adding and having your right domain, the right emails and the right website is very important for business.
If you offer an excellent product or service in person, your online presence needs to reflect that as well.
100%. Yeah. Perfectly said. I agree. So I'm a small business owner. I've got to build a website. What are the key elements that I need to consider when building or getting my website built?
So think about the user experience, first of all. People coming to you to find out who you are, what you offer, and at the end of the day, they want to get in contact with you, or they want to make a purchase and receive your product. So think about layout on the website. You need to ensure that it's super responsive. So usable on mobile, usable on tablets.
100%
as well.
It's frustrating when you go to a website and it's not optimized for mobile, and the functionality just doesn't work. You click a button, it doesn't load right, or it doesn't work, or you fill out a form and you have to scroll the form because the form's too big for it. Like, how frustrating is that? So at the end of the day, that damages the user's experience on your website, and it potentially makes them less likely to want to submit, right?
100%. They will not show up at all.
Or buy your product or your service 100%. Or whatever.
So you need to double check on all devices if you can. And there's always some other devices out there that are starting to get a little bit more percentage of use online. So like smart TVs, smart fridges. At the end of the day, someone like myself, we make sure it works across all resolutions.
That's what I'd expect. All right. So if I'm a business owner looking to build a website, what platform would you recommend?
If you're just starting out and you want to do it yourself, there's platforms out there like Squarespace, Wix, Shopify, GoDaddy has their own builders. There's hundreds of different builders out there. Personally, we use WordPress. WordPress is half of the internet. Essentially, half of the websites online are built with WordPress. There's reasons behind that. They're the most flexible, they're the most powerful, and the industry standard essentially. So if you need help with your website down the track,
most developers will be able to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it by yourself and keep it cheap,
yep,
definitely start with Squarespace, Shopify, GoDaddy, etc.
Yeah, perfect. All right, and finally, one last question. So, what's the number one tip you would give to any business owner or marketer that's considering a new website?
Spend a moment to sit down and think about the text on your website.
Yeah.
Essentially, write a little essay about your business as a sales pitch. Give everyone all the information you can, write it down, and use that to hit your SEO targets on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Use that to help engage people on your website as well. The more engaging the website is, the more likely they are to put that lead in.
Yes.
So, think about the text.
Yeah, copy is important.
100%.
In everything, whether it's your website or whether it's a social media ad or whatever it is, copy is important. It's what's going to get someone's attention or sell your product, your service, your business, whatever you're doing.
And, for websites, it serves a double purpose, helping you with the SEO too, which is a huge factor.
100%. And I think from my opinion, another important thing that I always say to anyone that's looking to build a website or in the process of building a website, once that website is built and you're in preview stage, I think the number one thing is always put yourself in the user's experience. So think about it from the user's perspective. And if I'm going to go to a website and navigate a website, how am I likely to use it? Where am I going to click? Yep. What am I going to search for? What am I going to look for? And make sure that my website achieves those things. Because if it doesn't, chances are there's quite a lot of other people who think the same and are going to operate the same and try and navigate the same, and it doesn't work.
A good test you can do is, give it to your significant other, give it to your parents, give it to your grandparents, get them to sit down, go through the site and, watch over their shoulder a little bit and see what they're struggling with on the site. See what can be improved.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people miss out on is they build it, they think it looks great, they publish it, they use it, and then nothing happens. There's not a lot of traffic, there's no leads, or there's no sales, and they panic. And I think sometimes those things can be prevented up front, just from simple test and measure. Yep. Getting different people involved, having a look at it. I mean, any website we put live in our business, there's quite a few steps that it goes through to make sure that multiple people have tested it, looked at it, eyeballed it, the clients looked at it. We put it through rigorous testing before we go live. And I think that's the biggest thing. Small business can use these cheaper tools, I guess, these tools that are still provide an adequate service. For example, Wix, but test.
Yeah, 100%.
Make a change, test it.
Those platforms are fantastic for getting you started, but you can still make a horrendous website with them as well.
100%. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it that we wanted to cover off today regarding websites. But we are going to continue to talk about websites, and we're going to delve into more detail about websites and talk about things like that you hinted about before, copy in particular, and SEO, and performance and analytics, and all the things that make a website tick. Edward's going to come back and share some more insights and advice, but we just wanted to get started with a couple of basics for you. So thanks for tuning in. To hear and see more of The Hop, make sure you give us a follow. Thanks, Edward, for coming in, sharing your insights.
Look forward to doing more of them.
So stay tuned to The Hop, helping you to get your marketing hopping.